Of course, the moveset is the same as the second game. Clank's got everything except for the levitator for some reason, but whatever. Now, what's different about this game? In the first playthrough, the maximum health increase is 100, but in challenge mode, it's 200. And as with leveling up weapons, you can level up all the weapons, even the returning going commando weapons. In the second game, you cannot level up the Ratchet 1 weapons, which sucks because I really enjoyed the Telstar Claw and the Visibomb. But Insomniac learned their lesson, it has every weapon level up. And the new thing with leveling up weapons is that unlike the first game where it levels up just once, in this game it levels up to 5 times in regular gameplay. As with the returning Going Commando weapons, you see Slim Cognito again in Quados. Like Going Commando, if you play the second game, you'll unlock weapons for free. And the ironic thing is that the lava gun turns into an ice gun. But hey, it's powerful, so I'm not complaining, and it's one of my favorite weapons in Going Commando and up your arsenal, so Hakuna Matata. Oh, speaking of returning weapons, the one returning weapon I completely forgot and didn't notice until we played the game regularly is the suck cannon. Oh, the suck cannon, how I missed you. You can actually suck the smaller Meeboids and boxers now, and if it levels up, it also shoots meteors. Oh, you sure have changed. There's also a whip in this game called the Plasma Whip.
Hey Dad, that's a cool whip. Ah, I thought you couldn't understand me!
Okay, I liked the weapon back then, but going back to this game... Okay, the Plasma Whip may make some female dominatrices like Catwoman and the female Whiplash happy. There, I said it. So what do we have here with the Rhino 3? Or the Y3 no? Wait a minute, did this expire the Fanforstic tire? You f***! Unlike the first two games where you could buy the Rhino from a specific place, you have to beat the game and go to the challenge mode to get this new Rhino. And it doesn't cost 1 million bolts this time, it costs 2,700,000. So this Y3 NATO, how does this work? Well, like the first Rhino, it shoots multiple missiles at once, but it also takes notice of the second Rhino where it locks onto multiple enemies that you can influence by moving yourself in the camera. Okay, that's fine. But when you upgrade this thing, it turns into the Rhino Incinerator where you shoot this thing that makes a ball that flashes white and obliterates enemies on screen. Though you may need to shoot it twice for the tougher ones. Damn it! I'm sorry, but I don't enjoy this Rhino as much as the other Rhinos. The reason why I love the first two is that it shoots missiles. Really powerful missiles. And you can do that, but once you upgrade it, nope! Damn it, game! Now, one thing I really liked about this game is that when it comes to the new weapons, you can actually test it out on the VR to see if you are interested in getting this weapon or not. Now, this feature I can really appreciate. If you like to get this weapon after the VR, you can if you have enough bolts. If you're not interested, you don't have to buy it. I really like this VR testing. Oh, and speaking of VR, it's a good way to warm up and earn a few bolts. And if you complete all of them, you'll get the titanium bolt. Okay, but what about the armor? It's the same as before. You buy armor, it lessens the damage. But the same nitpick I have with the second game is also present in this game. You buy the latest armor, you can't see Ratchet's face. And like I said before, I'm not a different costume and skins kind of guy. I prefer to play the game normally to match with what's going on around you. I find it odd to wear a tuxedo like in the middle of the jungle or desert, or be a completely different character. However, there are a few games where I'm okay with switching skins, and this is one of them. The one skin I always switch to when revisiting this game is the old school Ratchet skin. Basically, back when you never wore any armor in the first Ratchet and Clank game. And I wished other games had this skin. But aside from size matter, they never do it again, much to my disappointment. So, not only am I playing Ratchet 1 again, but I can also see the expressions Ratchet makes. Though you'll need to play the first game in order to get that skin. Oh, and speaking of the first game, remember this cutscene?
Do I get a discount on gadgets now?
You have to be with the company for 2 years before the employee discount kicks in.
Well, apparently it's been 2 years because we get a 10% discount. Just one more reason to love the first game. Oh, another new gameplay feature is the Inferno power, where if you hit this sun orange crate, you'll turn into an unstoppable force of nature. It can basically one-shot any enemy you hit with your wrench. Speaking of wrench, there's this cheat code where you can basically turn your wrench into a lightsaber. Just go to the pause menu and put down this code right here. And bam! Ratchet is officially a Jedi. It's a Duel of the Fate music with montage. And the cutscene after being the 4th Quark Fit comic?
Up, up, down, down, left, right, circle, square, square. Even a tutu!
That's a real cheat code, by the way. Just look! And you can also use the same cheat code to turn back to your regular costume if you don't like it. The more you know. The box breaker is also back, and like the magnetizer, it can also attract bolts from further distance. And there's the charge boost in Planet Dax, where if you take the path before doing the slingshot thing, you'll get the charge boost, and it works exactly as before, and it can make things a little faster. Check this out, the first time around, the monkey runs faster than you. But look what happens after I get the charge boost. I just beat his monkey ass! Some of the other gadgets are of course mandatory, like the Hyper Shot, which is the combination of the slingshot and domino from the second game. And this hacker where you grab the green stuff and shoot the red stuff before it touches your end. Sorry if I gave you guys a seizure or something, but I gotta do what I gotta do! And of course the Hollow Guys, where you wave at some tiny Tyrannoid and engage in some quick time event to talk. There's the gravity boots, which is the magna boots basically. Okay, seriously Ratchet, you lost the magna boots again? Especially the charge boots, the magna romantic, the omna magnetizer, and the box breaker? What are you, Samus Aran? I never played the games, by the way. I just watched the Some Call Me Johnny reviews. Now, with some of these optional and mandatory gadgets, let's say you get some of those by fighting alongside the Galactic Rangers in some of these battles. Some of them are optional, some of them are mandatory. In the Metropolis battle, you unlock the Map-O-Matic, which does exactly what it does in the first and second game, revealing secret locations and sewer crystals. The only two mandatory battles is the Blackwater City and the Outpost X-12. These battles sometimes changes things up, like getting on the turret to shoot down saucers and dropships, another has you defend these cowardly robots, and another where you fly this hover ship and shoot stuff. Oh, and the sewer crystals. To start off with, you come across the plumber once again. He's fixing up something for the missus, and just like going commando, the more crystals you find, the more bolts you get. Now, you can't get all of the crystals from the start. You have to get the gravity boots before you decide to get them all. And of course, there's the Annihilation Nation. Basically the arena battles, but it has a few platforming challenges this time around. Also, you have to come back twice in this story. It has a total of 3 bosses. There's the don't get hit challenges, there's the use only one weapon challenge. It spices things up just like the arena battles in Going Commando, and much like before, if you upgrade the weapons, you can rip the shit out of some bosses. Oh, and speaking of the bosses, in the first 2 games, if you get the rhinos, the bosses are pretty much a joke. And while the first couple bosses are easy to handle, most of them actually do mean business this time around, because even if you get the Rhino 3, they don't go down in less than a minute, and it still requires a lot of effort and other weapons. Phew, how about that? Even when I like to use the most powerful weapons, the bosses still meant business. Congratulations, Insomniac. I mean, I like to overpower enemies with powerful weapons, but even I like to have a good challenge every now and again.